All right, folks, welcome back to the Night's Watch. I'm Jacob.
I'm Alex.
And Alex, it's big news, big hockey news. Last night was game one of the grand finals in the New Zealand Ice Hockey Federation between the Botany Swarm and I forgot the name of the other team, but they had horses.
One of them.
Something Stampede.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was something to watch while I ate my Taco Bell last night in the middle of the night.
How did it go? What was the final score? Who won?
I didn't see what the final score was, but Botany scored like 4 times in the first period. And I was going to bring this up because I thought it was cool. But since she got lit up, I don't know if it is cool, but they had a female goalie. I was like, wow, look at that.
Cool.
It's a co-ed league.
That's pretty awesome.
That being said, I wouldn't put any of those goals on her. That team was just not very good defensively.
Despite being the second best team in the NAHL.
Well, I think there's only 6 teams, so.
Oh, well, okay. No, never mind.
But yeah, a lot of grade A chances. She didn't really have much of a chance to save, but.
It's something. It's hockey, right?
Yeah, that's about where my life is right now. How about you?
I saw that Gage Quinney signed with the Shanghai. What are they called now?
The Shanghai Dragons.
Shanghai Dragons. Now where Gallant's going to be, and I'm just like, well, that's a man dead from. I'm not surprised he didn't get a job in the AHL because there's a lot of young guys coming up all over the AHL. I
kind of am though,
but he was not bad.
He was like
he's never been bad.
Well, he was like the homegrown talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even for the AHL, it was kind of a nice story. I mean, his number was 702.
His dad played for the Thunder.
Yeah. His dad played for the Thunder. I think he was the first pro hockey player born in Nevada.
Yep. No, Jason Zucker was born here, I think.
No, I don't think he was born here. I think
he lives here.
I think he spent his childhood here.
Gotcha. But either way, it was an important player in the team in just Las Vegas hockey history, and that kind of leads us into
today's
Silver Knights. Today's topic, the god awful Henderson Silver Knights.
It's all Silver Knights today, folks.
All
this is the Silver Knights special.
Yep. It's
because they're part of the organization too. And they're in our hearts and minds.
Prayers some days.
Yeah, most days.
Most days. So last season, also in case any of our listeners don't know, I'm a season ticket holder. I'm in section 17 on the glass, and Jake and I are there like every single goddamn game.
Well, the deal is you have season tickets, and you're always like, well, any day that my wife doesn't want to go,
those are most days.
I'll give you a call, and you can go. So. Therefore, I'm probably at about 80% of the games.
Any days I can't go, send them to you.
Yep.
But last year...
At least one of us will be there is what we're saying.
Yeah. Last year was worse than the year before.
And the year before
the year before that
was dog shit.
Yeah. So last year we finished 29, 38, and 3. Last in the AHL Pacific. 15th in the West out of 17, 29th in the AHL out of 32. We thought we were going to be on track for the worst AHL team ever, and then Bridgeport just swooped in underneath us and said,
"Thank God."
Nope.
Thank
Bridgeport's
God
been dog shit.
Lou Lamoriello Jr.
Yep.
Well, let's go back before that a little bit. So before the season started, we were actually pretty optimistic that Henderson was going to have a turnaround.
No, totally.
Because the previous season, before last season, 2 seasons ago, I think a concern that we had was there's a lot of young kids on this team, and like you need veterans,
And we went out and got those guys.
You need those AHL veterans, and that's going to round you out, and you're going to win more games.
We got Mitch McLean, who's been a leading scorer on every AHL team he was on. He was a leading scorer for the Calgary Wranglers for years.
Yeah,
Mason Geertsen, Jake Bischoff came back, who's a serviceable AHL defenseman.
Signed Kalen Addison
mid-season.
And then we're like, okay, Brendan Brisson is getting a little older, a little wiser, a little whatever.
And then you bring in Lavoie and Schwintz, and you're like, okay, this team might compete.
honestly, I thought
so too.
Well, and given the playoff format in the AHL,
Well, this
which
time
is,
last year, didn't weren't singing some of the prospects' praises as like
because we watched
undersold prospects and everything?
We watched the rookie tournament. And
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of those guys didn't play for Anderson last year, but one that did and who did end up having a good year was Braden Bowman.
He was undrafted, right?
Mm-hmm.
He played. He was. We'll talk about him once we go through the leading scorers, but he was great.
Yeah, so there were some bright spots, but all in all, I think before the season, we're like, this is probably a playoff team given the AHL format, which is pretty forgiving, frankly.
Yeah, especially in the West,
I
because
don't think we were looking at
10 teams make it in the West,
something like
insane.
And then I think, we were like, okay, well, we're probably not Calder Cup favorites.
No. No.
We're definitely nowhere near like Coachella.
But we could be a playoff contender. Like,
yeah, we're like, we'll get in and we'll see what happens.
We're not Abbotsford. We're not.
And I think we're really just like, well, we're just happy to be along for the ride because this is going to be a good season.
And dude, it was.
I think 2 weeks in, we were both like, dude,
holy
what the
shit.
fuck? This team is awful.
Do you remember? I vividly remember, like a month in, I think it was when I went to New Jersey last year, and I gave you my tickets, and you texted me one day, and you're like, I think we might be on track for the worst AHL team ever.
Yeah.
Because you were like looking up like the records and the stats. You're like, we're abysmal, and we were.
Well, yeah,
we couldn't win a game at home. Like,
well, yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, when's the first game? The first game they won at the Stronghold, like fucking like November.
Yeah,
like,
it was embarrassing. Like every single night was embarrassing. They couldn't score. They couldn't defend.
And
Carl Lindbaum was saving.
Well, and that's the thing too, and this will eventually lead into VGK talk later in the summer. But Akira Schmid was the starter, and he was fucking
awful, dude.
He was fucking
terrible.
awful. And then Lindbaum kind of came in and took over, and that's why we only had any semblance of a chance down the stretch of hanging in there.
Yeah,
but it was just they couldn't score, and they couldn't keep it out of their net. It's like every game you'd look up and it's like, okay, well, they scored 3 goals on 2 shots. We have 12 shots throughout like 2 periods. Like it was fucking
abysmal.
Rough.
Like you would play the top teams like Calgary or like Abbotsford, who won this year, and like you said, the shots on goal would be. No wonder the goaltenders were awful. It was to be 20-8. Or I vividly remember one game we cheered that we got to 10 shots on goal by the end of the second period.
Oh yeah, God, and I'm pretty sure that happened more than once.
More than once. Like there was multiple games that we
offense.
just left halfway through the third because the score was 7-2, 5-1,
and then anytime there was ever any threat of us getting momentum.
They would squash it on their own.
Yeah.
They would kill themselves.
Yeah, well, because like they would.
Sorry,
they
unalive themselves, Jacob.
Oh yeah, well, we
can't say kill themselves.
We don't want to get demonetized.
Oh yeah, we make so much money off of this, right?
Yeah, we don't want to go from $0 all the way down to $0.
$0.
But yeah, then if there was ever any threat of us gaining momentum, they would like shoot in a muffin from like the blue line, and it would just sail
ricochet in
Schmidt's legs, and he would just be sitting there, and I'd be like, oh, okay,
cool. Yeah,
fine. That's nice.
I mean, it got
to the point where I was like, are they going to fire Ryan Craig?
Yeah, I mean, they fired Viveiros after his first really bad season, and then they brought Ryan Craig in or whatever they decided to do.
That was another reason why we're optimistic. We're like, man, Ryan Craig.
Yeah.
So it was a rough season, but it did turn around, and I think the big reason why it turned around was because Ryan Craig stopped relying on those veteran guys.
Instead played the young guys.
Exactly. So guys like Braden Bowman
were starting the game. Like Seedoff was starting.
Yeah, guys like Chris Seedoff.
We picked up Lucas Johansson, who played pretty well for us, and then we signed him to an HL deal. Kalen Addison's not back, but
no, he didn't even make it to the end of the year.
No, he seems like a real not fun guy to coach or play with.
Yeah, but Kai Uchez, he
was
great. Carl Lindbaum, like we mentioned, he came
incredible.
In. He looked like an actual goalie prospect.
And the big thing to consider too is Cormier didn't play all year.
Oh no, he only played like 10 games or something.
I think he was injured all year, and that's a massive piece of your defense. A really big, not big, but in theory, a good a big piece as a puck mover, offensive defenseman, fast, can do everything you want him to do. Yeah, I mean, back into the year we were talking about, we were sniffing the playoffs there for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was always kind of a stretch, but I guess I would classify it as in the hunt, as in
Yes.
like it got down the stretch. I'm like, well, we're not out of it.
No,
We're not out of
we're only five games out, and then you get to like the last month, you're like, well, we're out.
it. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, well, it got increasingly. It went increasingly from like, wow, we have a real shot at a wild card spot to very quickly turned into like, well, we haven't mathematically been
No,
eliminated.
exactly. We were in there for
and then the
a
last
while.
few games, it's like, well, if we win, we can stave off elimination for another day.
Exactly. But looking at those scores and kind of names we talked about, Tanner Laczynski, he only played 41 games.
He was pretty consistent.
Yeah,
I would
41
say.
games, 37 points in even, plus minus, which is great for on a team this bad. Braden Bowman, as you mentioned, had a great year. 68 games played, 36 points, 14 goals. Just looked good. He was a -6, but hey, the team was bad. Quinney played a lot. He had 50 games played, 9 goals, 27 assists, 36 points, but he was a -24. But he was out there killing penalties. He was out there in defensive situations. And then Raphael Lavoie had the most goals on the team at 17 goals. A couple bright spots. Quinney's not going to be back, but not great on scoring. Nobody could score on this team.
Well, it's not good when your leading point scorer has 37 points.
Yeah. But I was looking at a graphic of like leading AHL scores, and most are like within the 50 to 60 point range.
Okay. Well,
Nobody's like blowing it up, but 37 is still pretty fucking awful, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't put it together, and then when the rest of the team also isn't even near that many points, it's not a good look. And then
I was gonna say you got a fun stat written down: sixth fewest goals scored.
6 fewest in the league, and then tied for second most goals against. You're not winning games when you can't score and you just let the puck in the net every single fucking night.
That's literally the two things that you can't let happen if you want to win a game.
But second most, despite Carl Lindblom's stats of 36 games played, 2.65 goals against, in a 9-1-2. That's a great stat.
Oh yeah, especially
in any
on this
league.
team.
Yeah, on a team this bad. So that means he was standing on his head most goddamn nights and just was losing.
Yeah.
And then also, like you said, Schmid was terrible at the beginning of the season. Just awful.
Yeah.
I remember us going, wow, we traded for a Schmid and Holtz. Look, we got good value. And then they both played. And we're like, oh my God, we made a mistake.
And then meanwhile, Paul Cotter decided to wake up and remember that he could play hockey.
No, totally.
So that was definitely not a great trade in retrospect. I understood why we made it. But
we did have a lot of
didn't work out.
defensemen on this team, too, that should have been bettered in Bischoff, Mayo, Johansson, Addison. 4 out of our top 5 scoring defensemen are no longer in the team.
Yeah. Well,
So-
Kalen Addison was a point machine, but
Yep.
also,
Apparently a bad attitude and a defensive liability.
yeah, I liked him though. He kinda
brought
had
something.
He kind of had like a trailer park edginess to
He
him.
had like a Hendertucky edge.
Exactly. He kind of had the vibe that he would, like he was going to spit out some Copenhagen and go slug someone.
Yeah. No, I could see that, but like, so he's gone. Bischoff's gone. Mayo's gone. And then
Bischoff, the captain, is gone.
the captain is gone. He
That's-
didn't resign, and curious as what goes on there because
Did he sign with someone else yet, or is he
he's
just
just
unsigned?
unsigned. So he might just sign an AHL deal. We might bring him back. He might go play in Russia with Quinney. Who knows? And that is kind of opens up the idea of like, okay, who's going to lead this team, right? Like,
Well, yeah, I think if we're looking at it kind of
Be-
big picture, there's a very obvious philosophy change here,
Yes.
and that is
youth.
we're letting
Youth
go of all
movement.
these veterans, and we're bringing in youth. That being said, our youth isn't even necessarily that young, but they're all VGK draft picks, and they're all finally under one system, under one roof,
And
playing
they're
together.
all highly touted too, right? So coming into the season, like we said, major changes. Bischoff, Mayo, Robert Haig is also gone. Quinney, Morelli, both gone. Lavoie, Romberg, Cormier, and then Schwint. I don't think he plays in the AHL at all, but they're all back on RFA deals, right? But the big thing is there's a ton of highly touted youth coming in. Trevor Connolly played.
Maybe one highly touted and then some
That was
just touted.
in our opinion, but highly touted
Guys
at
that we're
national.
excited to see.
Yeah. Trevor Connolly, who played 10 games but looked good in all 10 games. Jackson Hallam, who's been a guy that's been just waiting to show up, but he was playing in college. A guy I'm very excited about because he's fast as shit and he's played against men, in Michigan, and so he's coming. Thomas Juronen, who's a big part of, I think, Team Finland's national team. Trent Swick, who is just big. Guy is kid's 6'8", I think. He's gigantic. Matteo Cataford, who's second to Connolly, I think, in prospect.
Probably in pure skill.
Yeah, in pure skill. And then William Kamek, who we did see for a few games last year, who was tearing up the ECHL.
Yeah.
And he looked
really
good.
Well, and then we saw him at the rookie tournament.
Yeah,
and he looked really good there.
Because both you and I remember going, "Who's that?" Seeing him play, and we're like, "Who is that guy?" And even the team was like, "Who's number this?" I'm like, "Okay," and they circle his name.
Well, that, and I'm pretty sure he was undrafted.
Yes,
and,
I think so.
He's kind of doing the White Cloud thing, where
Yeah.
you just get invited to different teams' development camps and
Carves out something. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And eventually you make yourself known, and that alone, I'm always going to appreciate that kind of work ethic and determination.
Even just in games, he looks like he's working hard constantly.
Well, you need guys like that. That's kind of the VGK identity, right? You need that chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, everybody's got to work hard, and you got to be. I think that's why we draft certain guys. Is they're not highly touted, or we're bringing them in. Of course, the development might take longer, but look at Pavel Dorofeev.
Yeah.
Look at he was a second or third rounder, I think. He was a first rounder. Look at Caden Korzak. He's playing. He got a great deal, right? And even guys that weren't technically in our system that we picked up, like Keegan Kolesar, Nick Hague, Alex Tuck wasn't really in a system, but we picked. He was young when we picked him up. There's guys that are other places that are playing meaningful minutes, right? And then there's other guys that's not, but that's besides the point. Everybody misses. But we also brought in a few veterans like Cole Reinhardt, who's an AHL guy that's been good, right?
And he's he's got talent for sure.
Yeah, he's a talented AHL player, and then should we ever need it, that's another body you can fill in.
Well, he's the kind of guy where I think the hope was for him to be an NHLer when he got drafted.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where he got drafted. I just know I've heard his name, with his previous teams.
Not related to Sam Reinhart. Griffin Reinhart is related to Sam Reinhart, and Sam Reinhart's much worse, but higher drafted brother.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a good addition.
A good veteran presence, right? Because, but you also look at these ages. He's only 25.
Well, and that's the thing because
he's not old. The oldest player in this team is Mitch McLean.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I mean. It's like we can call it the youth movement, but frankly, a lot of these guys are already in their early 20s and kind of on the fringe, on that fringe of bust.
Yeah, totally.
NHL bust. I do think there's some guys with NHL potential. Well, let's go through this roster. Then I have a couple guys circled that I'll mention.
As we stand, these are, in my opinion, guys that will more than likely be on the AHL team. Because I think Schwint will be the 13th forward just because of his defensive ability.
For Vegas.
But I do think it might be a battle between him and Lavoie, right, as a 13th guy. And they'll swap all year. But Jonas Romberg, who's 26. Cole Reinhardt, previously mentioned, who's 25. Raphael Valois is 24. Mitch McLean, 31. Tanner Lachinsky is 28. And here we go with the youth. Matthias Sapavilov, 21. Jordan Gustafson, 21. Jakub Brabenik, 21. Ben Hemmerling, 21. Jakub Demek, 22. Trent Swick, 21. Braden Bowman, 22. Kai Uchas, 22. Trevor Connolly, 19. Jackson Hallam, 22. Thomas Juronen, 20. Matteo Cataford, 20. And Riley McKay is 28 or 26. So, what? 4 guys are over?
Yeah.
Kind of overagers, but 21 is old for a prospect. But is it really in the system?
It's not old for a pro hockey player.
No.
So, and like I said, no AHL team is going to be made up of just nothing but farm guys. You
No,
know,
no, no, no,
You're
no,
always
it can't
gonna
be.
you're always gonna have career AHLers, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's no shame in being a career AHLer.
What was the guy that we got? He got his 1,000 game with us.
Oh yeah, fuck. Why can't I think of his
He
name?
played for the Wranglers.
Oh my god, this is gonna drive me
kill me.
crazy.
We have to look it up. It was it's Adam. Is it Adam?
Yes,
Adam something. What's his last name? He was like in his late 30s too, and he had like his entire family on the ice. Adam, not Brooks, because that was the guy that we tried to sign for the NHL. Adam, I'm not gonna remember.
Was it Adam?
It may have been Adam. Maybe making that shit up. You know me.
It was Adam. Of course, this is who it was. How did I forget? Adam Cracknell.
Cracknell. God, it's a memorable last name. Damn it.
I know. How did I? God, that's gonna drive me crazy.
But yeah,
because I remember I was really excited when they signed him. I was like, oh my god, full circle moment.
Yeah, and because even your stepdad was like, oh, he played for the Wranglers. He was awesome. He was,
he's
like, this guy was sick. Like,
yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I used to follow him back in the day. You know, I always had high hopes for him. But yeah,
but yeah, like you said, you'd need. It's not like it even is like an AHL team. You need a vet here and there. AHL, I think it's more important, right?
Yeah,
because they're all young. Like half your team is under 22.
Well,
most places.
They're all young, and they're all probably facing that pressure internally of like, fuck, man, am I ever going to make it to the NHL?
Yeah.
And you need those guys to be like, listen, man, you're doing just fine, and even if you don't make it,
you can carve out a good career in the A, right?
Exactly. I'm like, you're making six figures playing fucking playing hockey.
Yeah.
You know, like you're
look
fine.
at,
You're just
look at
fine.
Brendan Brisson. Like, I don't think he's ever going to be a consistent NHLer, right? Doesn't matter where he goes. But we traded him to the Rangers, right? So he's playing in New York.
Yeah.
And just living in New York, playing. I'm pretty sure that's where. Is it Rochester? No, that's.
Yeah.
Is it Rochester?
The Rochester. Hartford.
Hartford, Wolfpack. Hartford,
Yeah.
Connecticut. But Connecticut's still pretty nice.
Connecticut's
It's right
a nice
next
place
to New
to live.
York.
Yeah.
It's like living in Henderson. Like,
Yeah.
you can live in those houses right by the arena or like some apartments down the street. Pretty nice place to live.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure shit better than fucking Bakersfield or Coachella Valley. Like,
I know. I like how
we
immediately know. Like, yeah, what's the worst place to live in the AHL? Probably Bakersfield.
Easily. Like,
Hey, do you want to go live in Milwaukee where it's like negative 30 degrees?
at least Milwaukee's got good beer.
True. I would say at least Milwaukee has some
Like baseball.
form of culture.
Or like what? Rochester's near New York, is near Buffalo, but you could do stuff. It's also near Toronto. Just thinking of bad places. Tucson, maybe. I know Tucson sucks.
Tucson's at least like a developed modern city.
But Bakersfield,
you know?
it's just Bakersfield's just an oil field in fucking California.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's why they picked it. But yeah, I mean, like we said, not every team's gonna look like a superstar team. It won't in the AHL. Ontario, you can live in Ontario. Worst case, Ontario.
Worst case, Ontario. You play for Ontario.
Yeah, I mean, the team's young. That was just the forwards.
Well, you know, another name that you didn't mention, who could very well be playing in Henderson, Alexander Holtz.
He could be. He's just not signed yet, right?
He's not. He does not have a deal yet. But he's an RFA, so if he wants to play in the NHL, it's either going to be in Henderson or in
we got
Vegas.
Plenty of time to talk about it. The thing that killed me the most last season, once Holtz got there, is he was not playing on his shooting side. Remember during the power play, he was on PP1, and he's just standing there at the edge of the circle, waiting for a puck on his strong side, and they did not pass him the puck at all. Your best shooter you've probably ever had on this team.
Probably will ever have.
Since Pavel Dorofeyev. And you probably will ever have on an
I would
AHL
argue,
team.
I would argue that Holtz has a better shot than Dorofeyev.
Yeah.
Dorofeyev is just smart enough and strong enough and willing to take enough physical punishment to get to the net.
Yeah. And just sitting there. Just sitting there. Nobody's passing, and they're just all looking at each other like we're sitting there right on the glass. Holtz is right here, and we're just like, fucking pass it to Holtz. Just
Yeah,
pass it to
pass
Holtz.
it to Holt. Yeah.
Just give it to Holtz.
Well, usually the benefit of glass seats is that you can yell shit at the other
Yeah.
team, but that was an instance where I was yelling, fucking pass it to Holt.
Oh yeah, it was
pass it to Holt.
It was
He's right there.
Absolutely just infuriating. Just the refusal to give it to this guy. And, if we bring him back, we bring him back. But like,
It almost makes you wonder, like, do they just like not like him or something? Like,
I don't. Was it was it a penalty to go to the AHL and like were they just like punishing this kid? But like,
well, not even that. I mean, it's just like did the guys in the locker room
I think he was he was the hot shit.
Yeah,
Like,
did he just like rub him the wrong way or something? Like,
maybe, but even then, who
or they were
gives
just
a shit?
Or again, they're a bunch last year. We had too many old vets. Maybe they were insecure that like, oh look at look at Mr. 7th overall over here.
It's true.
Taking away my
be.
power play time when I'm trying to get a new contract.
Like, again, I'm sorry, but like, as much as I've loved the vets that have come through here, and
they have not been effective
they've
at
not.
all.
Like, I loved Jermaine Lowen when he was here. Was not effective at all. I loved Kyle. What was his last name? You know what I'm talking about? That big motherfucker that was with Lowen.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him too, but like, and even Geertsen, like, you like those moments, right? Because it's the AHL. You want to watch some fights and some nasty hockey, but like you said, all the vets we've brought in and the vets that we've kept on this team have not improved the team at all.
No.
But we get into the defense. There are some older names here, right? Jacob Megna, he's 32.
Yeah, so again, career AHL guy.
But he is gigantic.
Yeah.
He is massive. Familiar name, Dylan Coughlin. Never got to play for us, but he. I'm excited to see Coughlin.
Yeah, me too. It'll be fun.
Be a fun game. And then obviously Christopher Seedoff, he's 23. Showed a lot of good last year. Played a lot of minutes.
Yeah,
he's young still.
He's just like a steady defensive defenseman.
Yeah. Well, you said they call him steady, right?
Steady.
So, even if he doesn't make it in the AHL, he'll be someone's seventh defenseman. He's still young.
Yeah.
Joe Fleming and that fucking tire neck, like that boy. He's only 22 and he looks older than the both of us.
Yeah,
that's a lot of testosterone through in that kid's veins.
He's
huge.
He's thick.
He is gigantic.
He's a thick boy. And my favorite thing about him, he's got a lot of heart. He's passionate.
He plays defense and forward. When he was in Tahoe, he was playing forward for a little bit there, so he's versatile. But like you said, he just works hard. Like
he gives a fuck.
Yeah, he'll make some mistakes, but he works his ass off. Lucas Cormier, who's, I would say, behind Cataford and Connolly, the next, most important player.
Well, we'll get there. But
we'll get there. We'll talk about it. Okay, and then Willem Kimek is 21. Brandon Hickey, who I love just as a presence, he's 29. I feel like he probably could be the captain of the team just because he's such a cool guy. Like, you see him, like, with the AHL, they obviously do season ticket holder events, so they just do like this big, I told you about it, this big like fall fest. Mm-hmm. And he's just out there walking around talking to people. He's like, hey kids, you want signatures? And all the kids are like, yay!
Yeah, he seems like a good dude.
He seems like an awesome guy.
He also has an awesome beard.
Oh yeah,
I miss when he had just the mustache, but the beard is truly the most magnificent beard.
What was his name? Isaac, not Isaac, because that's the singer, but Hayes. Remember Hayes with the big mustache? He was the captain of the team.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Big mustache he had. He was like first couple seasons.
Yep.
Remember?
Glorious.
Yeah.
Glorious.
But Hickey's an awesome guy. And then we re-signed Artur Cholak, a guy that you and I have both talked about and he's only 22.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas Johansson we talked about. He's
rings in the room. He's a Calder Cup champion with Hershey.
Yeah, he's solid. And then this is where I was very surprised in. All of our goaltenders are very young. Carl Lindblom is only 22. Jesper Vikman is only 23. Cam Whitehead, who's coming in this year, is also only 22. All very young guys, but two of these guys, Lindblom's had a great first season.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he has a great second season. But Whitehead was great in college.
Northeastern University.
And
Huskies.
Vikman was okay. He's always been okay. He's never going to be more than, I would say, an AHL goaltender.
Yeah, and he spent a lot of time with
Tahoe, right?
almost said Savannah.
He was probably with Savannah for a little bit too. But I'm excited for Lindblom and Whitehead. I mean,
Me too. We have 2 actual goalie prospects, and that's exciting. That alone is exciting.
I mean, Lindblom's been sliding up the goaltender prospect rankings in the NHL.
Oh yeah, they both have.
They're both been not ranked, and Lindblom's like in the top 20 now of
Damn.
like prospects.
He was fucking phenomenal last year.
And he's undersized too, because
Yeah.
he's like what 5'10", I think.
No, I think he's like, I wrote it down.
shorter,
I think
right?
He's still over 6 foot, but you know
I thought he
nowadays
was smaller than that.
now he's 6'1".
Okay,
but
But
nowadays for a goalie that's small.
that's small because like how big is Hill? 6'5"?
Yeah, they're all ridiculous.
Yeah.
So look at the roster. If you've been following Vegas prospects, these are all guys that you probably are going to
Definitely
be
heard.
excited to see.
Yeah.
So I have 2 groups of names here that I want to go over with you.
Yeah.
So I have one group called Players to Watch, like in an exciting way. And then I have one group called Last Chance.
Okay.
Which one would you like to go through first? One's kind of positive, one's kind of negative.
Let's get the negative first. Let's go last chance.
Okay, so here are some names that I wrote down for Last Chance, just based on age alone and, you know, NHL potential. These are guys that I think could make it, but as it says, might
As
be
it
their
sets
last
right now,
chance.
it's a stretch.
Yeah. So the first name, maybe less of a stretch than the others, but Alexander Holtz.
Yeah.
He's 23 years old.
Yeah.
He's getting to the point where when people talk about him, they describe him as a former 7th round pick or seventh overall pick, and that's never good when you're so far your career highlight is that you were picked 7th. You know, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
and then your second career highlight is getting traded to the Stanley Cup champions
for Paul Cotter.
for Paul Cotter. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And then Paul Cotter proceeded to play more NHL games than you.
Yeah, no, he did. I mean, I mean, if you're okay with me giving a little commentary on each one after.
Oh yeah, no, we don't have to. That's the point. We don't have to zoom through them. I'm just bringing them up as we go.
He's a lot like. Here's my thing with Holtz is, in my opinion, he's a lot like in my category of Jonas Romberg. Should have get off the pot.
Yes.
I love Jonas Romberg. He's a great two-way player. He's, in my opinion, a very good two-way player.
And he's so nice.
He's so nice, such a good guy, such a sweet dude, and just a good dude to have. Do I think if he went to another team, he'd get more minutes? Yes, but I don't think they would last long, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You only have so much room for quite literally a fourth-line defensive forward.
Yeah.
Which plenty of teams could use, don't get me wrong, but there's better fourth-line defensive forwarders.
Well, it's kind of like Patrick Brown. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He played a few clutch games in the NHL, but it was clear that he would never be on our regular NHL roster. But then he goes to Philly and he gets a fourth line job for a few years.
He might, maybe retrade Romberg to Boston for something, or retrade somebody that could use it, right? But when you bring in a guy like Cole Schwint, right, that is younger and kind of a better version of yourself, and then you bring in Lavoie, who's just bigger, and then obviously trading for Sissons kind of kills your spot because that's just a veteran fourth liner, right? But anyways,
back to Alexander Holtz.
Back to Alexander Holtz.
My thing with
this
Holtz
is such talent. It just encapsulated such incredible offensive talent, shooting, passing. Like
he has an amazing shot. He really does.
Just has never put it together.
Well, and here's the thing is, you know, Bruce Cassidy, if he gets flack, it's usually for, you know, either being a hard ass or because his system, like, supposedly doesn't allow guys to flourish offensively.
Bullshit.
I don't think that's true, because we've seen guys flourish
we
offensively.
had our best offensive year last year.
I refuse to accept the premise that to be good offensively, you just have to stop playing defense.
No.
Like,
look at Pavel Dorofeyev.
Exactly. And
look at Jack Eichel. Look at now Mitch Marner.
Exactly. And to me, that's kind of the
bullshit.
You know, Dorofeyev is kind of the direct comparison I make.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, it is possible for a young 24-year-old guy to come in and score 35 goals in the Cassidy system.
Yeah. I agree.
I think the thing with Holtz is and to give him credit, he did clean up his game a lot in the defensive aspects.
He didn't look awful.
I think he was making better decisions with the puck. but it just seemed like he just couldn't generate anything, and like it almost makes me think like, can he score unless it's off the rush or like a one-on-one situation? Like
it's a lot like Brendan Brisson. He has to be in a top 6 role to have his offense flourish. He's got to have a playmaking center or like a winger with him.
Yeah, or someone that can like, oh hey, I'm going to thread an impossible pass to you while you kind of drift through the circle.
Yeah,
like,
and you can't have that kind of liability in the top 6. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like
not saying he's like a total liability. He's definitely a better player than Brisson was, right?
Oh yeah.
Because he's played more NHL games. But like you said, he got better. His game got more complete. It's that.
And the beginning of the season, like he wasn't scoring a lot, but he was getting points.
Good shots.
He was
like
getting, he was shooting. He was getting assists. He was getting good touches. And like it was never anything that like blew your mind, but like you'd look at the stat sheet and be like, oh wow, he has like 8 points in like I don't know, 15 games. That's not bad.
That's not bad. No.
But yeah, I don't know. I do think that this is kind of a critical year for him.
Yeah.
Hence the last chance moniker.
I think so.
I don't know. He hasn't even signed, so technically he's not even.
If he does sign,
roster,
and let's put it this way, if he does sign and then he gets some, because there will be injuries, one of the top guys will miss a few games. It happens every year. Nobody's really staying healthy for all 82 games. If we resign him and he can come in, let's say for example, Brandon Saad or Brett Howden or somebody, and that would be in the second and third line, does get injured and they're out for 10 games, and if he can come in and light it up, okay, maybe he can stay in. But I think he's gone the thinnest ice out of, I think, probably who else you list, right? Because your bottom 6 is pretty set, and with Schwint, you can throw Schwint, Lavoie, Lachinsky, all those guys in without even thinking, and they'll fill that bottom 6 role, right?
And what's funny is kind of my last thought with him is I've seen some people on Twitter kind of laughing about like, oh, it's kind of crazy that he thinks he can hold out for a good deal. And I was like, I honestly don't think he's holding out thinking that he's going to get like a good NHL deal. I think he's just holding out to try to get like a two-way deal, where you get paid the same in the AHL as the NHL.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, and he's already kind of mentally thinking, he's like, shit, man, I don't mind playing for Henderson. Like, still get to live in Vegas, nice, relatively new building, like
it's brand new. It's like only 3 years old, 4 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Then
the games are fun. The fans love you,
and then he is good enough where in the AHL he's gonna score like fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
didn't he score like 4 goals in his first game or something?
Yeah,
like,
if they can,
if
the system can be, kind of arranged around him, right? Him and Connolly. And Cataford, for example, even if he's on a line with Trevor Connolly, you don't think that'd be a great running mate with Trevor Connolly?
Yeah,
Connolly is the center and Holtz as the shooter. Put whoever you want on the wing. Put Bowman on the wing, and just feed Holtz the puck. Holtz could score 25 plus in the season, right?
Yeah, totally believe it.
It's just I think with the AHL, Ryan Craig, I think is a good coach. I think he's gonna this is gonna be his first big year of, I need to change my offense for the players I have, right? Because the last couple of years, you're like, well, we'll let the vets kind of dictate what we want to do, and we'll draw it up. You have to now create a game plan for these kids.
Well, yeah, and last year, last year it was, Bowman and Uchez that kind of led the way through the turnaround. So yeah, might be his last chance for the NHL. That being said, I would certainly be more than happy to see him play for Henderson. Another name I have for last chance, Raphael Lavoie. He is 24 years old. If he can't stick in the league this year, he might fall quickly into that, okay, you're just forever going to be the tweener,
But that's not a bad job to have, right?
That's not a bad job to have, but I don't think
you're moving constantly, right?
When you have, his potential, I don't think that's the goal.
Look at the drama he went through last season with getting claimed by us 3 times, and Calgary getting in the middle going, we're gonna fuck Edmonton.
Yeah.
Which I love you, Calgary. But I agree with you. It's
he kind of falls into that thing where
he has to beat Schwint for the 13th forward first.
Yes.
For number one, you beat Cole Schwint for the 13th forward, which will be a hard competition because Cole Schwint's not a fucking slouch. He's young and he's very good defensively, just sound all up and down. He's just small.
And perhaps most importantly and most telling, when we needed to bring someone in, when Stone got injured for that
They brought Schwint in.
Yeah, they brought in Cole
played.
Schwint. That being said, so Lavoie, he did look really good in the times that he played for us, and he's kind of a Cassidy player. He's big. He can play the right way. You can hound pucks.
Yeah.
But again, it kind of falls into the problem that a lot of these guys have in the NHL. Can he score at all at that level?
But here's also the deal: is like that bottom six is so fucking set. Like,
well, exactly.
It's going to be Smith, Carlson, and probably Stone, and then,
Sissons,
Sissons, Barbashev, Howden, or Kolesar on the bottom. Like, and then Schwint's de facto. Are you going to carry 14 forwards? Like, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
But like you said, he fits Cassidy's system so well. He's big. He's pretty defensively sound. He can shoot.
There's obviously there's gonna be injuries. 82
oh yeah,
game
he'll
season,
play some games. But
whoever those guys are, they'll definitely play.
But I think for him, he has to beat Lavoie. Lavoie has to beat Schwint as the 13th forward.
And this is gonna be true of any of these guys. They have to have a big enough season where
everybody takes
you
notice.
have to give them a reason to keep you around.
You have to have a good enough camp, especially to take notice.
So pretty much all those points that I just made also apply to the next guy, Cole Schwint.
Yeah,
I think we both
Lavoie
agree.
and Schwint are interchangeable in my opinion.
Same, and I think we both agree Schwint has the edge. But it is kind of all right, well, this is kind of your last chance to be like, okay, yeah, I'm an impact everyday bottom sixer. Or are you just a tweener? I don't want to say just a tweener. Like you said, it's not a bad thing.
Here's my opinion on Schwint is that with our it kind of pains me to call Carlson our third line center because he's so much better than that. With Sisson being over 30, Carlson also I think he's over 30, right?
Yeah.
With both your bottom six centers,
so he's in phenomenal shape though.
Oh yeah, both of them are fucking monsters, right? With both of them getting older, but then again, I don't think it like look at Patrice Bergeron. I know Patrice Bergeron's a fucking superstar, but he played into like what 37, 38.
Yeah, if you take care of your body, you can play.
And that's the thing is though, like if Carlson when he retires, is he going to be 38 and Cole Schwint's going to be fucking 34? Like,
yeah,
is it going to matter? But Cole Schwint, I think, is an important player to take those minutes off Carlson and Sissons if it needs to happen.
His primary competitor on the roster will be Colton Sissons.
Yeah, and Colton Sissons.
That's going to be the guy whose spot he's going to have to gun for in training camp.
Colton Sissons will, I would, 95% chance beat Schwint.
Yes,
all the time.
Exactly. But if he if he wants to make noise,
yes,
now's the time.
Yes, I agree.
And then one name, I don't know if you'll like me having him here, but Lucas Cormier.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think this is kind of his last chance. I think the fact that they only gave him a 1-year extension kind of reflects that.
It's just so hard too, right? Because he's undersized as a defenseman.
Yeah.
In a team that values
size,
being big, right?
They want you to be a mutant. Got to be a mutant.
I mean, and you look at some of the undersized guys too in the league that play well, like Quinn Hughes. He's on a bad team, and I think Quinn Hughes would be great on a great team.
And that's the thing. Yes. He's small, but he's also like arguably the best defenseman in the league.
Yeah,
he has an insane level of talent.
Yeah, whereas Cormier, it's like he's a small, undersized defenseman, but does the rest of his skill kind of
balance it out or make it worth it? And
it really hasn't shown that. Like, yeah, he came in for a little bit of the season we lost to Dallas in the first round. He played some good games, scored a goal, had assists, looked good. Was on power play too, right? But do we get that far down the depth chart to Cormier with the defense, right? Because effectively right now you've got 7. And then would you pick up Cormier first, or do you bring in Coughlin? Do you bring in Megna? 2 guys that have played in the NHL. Yeah. And they're just playing bottom 6 minutes, right? Cormier is kind of like, could he be the first guy up? Could he be the third guy up? But I agree with you. I mean, yeah, he's 23, which is still young, but it's not really. in comparison to his
it's
peers,
not,
right?
It's not as far as making the NHL.
No.
Like 23 is once you pass 23, you're not a prospect anymore.
No, I agree with you.
You're pretty close to a completed product.
I mean, and maybe
and there's always exceptions to the rules and late bloomers, but
maybe he might be a guy that they're cooking for a long time too. Look at Pavel Dorofeyev, broke out last year and he was 24.
Well, but even then, he was 24, but he was on the team at age 23,
True,
and he
true.
looked great until he got fucking decapitated by Jacob Trouba.
That's also very true.
So
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Don't have any other comments on that one.
And then I don't know if he really counts because he's 26, so I think that chance is probably over. But Jonas Romberg,
yeah, he's going to be wherever he goes, whether it's Vegas or another team. He will be a career tweener. He will be the guy that will be up and down, like a I just forgot. I don't know why I blanked out his name. He went to New York, got claimed by them. He was on our team, forward.
Jake Lecision.
Jake Lecision, yes. That he was like a career tweener. He's same thing with the Rangers and Hartford. Just a guy that'll be up and down.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. You'll make a career out of that.
Okay, so on the flip side of all that, those are the guys that might be their last chance as far as NHL careers. Here are my players to watch.
Yes.
I got 4 names written down, and I don't know if this is an indictment of our farm system right now, but these are, to me, the only 4 guys that have NHL potential.
Let's preface this with, we've traded away most of our first-round picks.
Well, let's preface this with, we want a fucking cup,
yeah,
so
we
who
want
cares?
a cup. We've been successful.
We very notoriously...
It could be a lot worse. You could be... I mean, I know they made the cup final last year, but you could be the Oilers and having James Hamblin play on your 4th line, right?
Yes.
So let's put it into perspective here.
Yeah. And real quick, shout out to Eyes Wozniak.
Yeah,
he's not going to play for Henderson, so I'm not going to talk about him, but he does have NHL potential.
55th in the draft when he was a top 32 prospect.
Yeah.
We got a steal. I have him written down as major prospect. He's big already and just so good, and he will play in the SHL next year with grown men, and we'll see. But I'm excited. I'm very excited for you, Wozniak.
Yeah, but like I said, won't get into it now because he's not playing for Henderson, and this is technically a Henderson episode. Yeah. So the first one, obvious, Trevor Connolly.
Yeah, the most talented up and down complete forward we've ever drafted
ever, probably.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we drafted Nick Suzuki, but I wouldn't count that.
Yeah.
But Connolly is to play in Henderson. He's the most complete player we've ever drafted.
Yes, and he NHL potential, top 6 NHL potential.
Very much so. Yes.
Great shot, playmaking.
Great, even good defense. Like just smart. His only problem is he's just underweight, but
he's that. Well, that's the fun thing. Actually, I don't know if you saw this, but I think at World Showcase or whatever this summer. He was talking to someone from the team, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I put on like 22 pounds this summer."
Yeah,
like of muscle. I was like, "God damn."
Good, and he could skate too. My only worry though, he ended up being okay after he got injured at that.
Yeah, it ended up being a minor injury, but I still wrote down. He seems to be already
a little frail,
edging on injury prone, on the borders of injury prone.
He's small, but if he can get that weight up and he can get with the T, I mean, I think having a professional training staff now for him. Obviously, the kid's been with like professional trainers his entire life, but a real professional training staff, I think that's going to be a big difference maker.
He's going to be. This is going to be his first year playing pro. So yeah, you get those special assets from the Vegas Golden Knights.
I agree.
To me, it kind of speaks for itself. But he'll be on the first line. He'll be on the top power play. We're going to be looking for all those things. To me, what I'm also going to be looking for is, can he play a full pro season?
Yes. Can he stay healthy
and not miss significant time?
I agree. I mean, he looked healthy. He looked good when he played, but like you said, first full professional hockey season.
Yeah, and he still has. He's still young enough where he still has roadway. Where
19.
If he keeps getting better and better, you can still This is a future NHL player.
Yeah, you don't have to start him right now. He's got at least 2 to 3 years to cook.
Yeah. On that note, another guy who his age is kind of right in that sweet spot where he's still a prime prospect and he looks like he has NHL potential, Thomas Uronen.
He played.
I'm pretty excited for this kid.
This is a name that's been floating around our just team since he was drafted. What, couple of years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's 21 years old.
I think he's 20 actually. He's the same. I think he's the same year as Connolly.
I thought he was 1 year older.
Oh, maybe.
But he was on Team Finland for the under 18, and he played a big role. Right, he's Finnish.
Yes.
And then he was on Team Finland in, I think, the World Championships, too, and he played pretty well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he scored the overtime goal that eliminated someone.
A big team.
It might have been Canada, actually.
Yeah.
But he looked great, and what I like about him
young.
is, I think as far as long-term potential, he might be more of like a bottom six NHLer, but a really effective, high-energy, still has a scoring touch type of guy.
A guy.
He makes me think of Brett Howden.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Say a guy in the mold is high energy, can score, does everything right.
Yeah, and his totals were pretty impressive in the OHL last year. 90 points in 63 games.
Damn.
Obviously, excuse me. Obviously, in the juniors, talented guys tend to put up gaudy point totals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he has genuine NHL potential, especially if he takes another step this year in Henderson, which I think is really what we're looking for everyone here. Is I'm not asking anyone to magically be an NHL player, but we're all hoping that we see that step.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that you and me are sitting there 4 beers in, and he does something where we like look at each other like, oh, did you see that?
I know he's not on the team anymore, but do you remember that goal by Denisenko? Where it wasn't a goal. He didn't score. No, he did score. He came across the front of whoever the goalie was, went between his legs, and then somehow forehanded it up and over the goaltender. And you and I were just like going, oh, like
that was disgusting,
filthy. But yeah, I mean, these kids got a ton of potential. I agree. Like, he's just kind of a quiet prospect that nobody talks about. And I think he's going to have a lot of potential.
I'm pretty excited to watch him play this year.
Me too.
So the other guy I have also starting this year with Henderson, Cam Whitehead.
Yes.
He's 6'3". He played for Northeastern University, the Huskies. Pretty sure they made the Frozen Four like a year ago.
I think so. Not this year, but
I'm not really big
before.
on college hockey, so don't get mad at me.
Don't worry, we'll get into it. UNLV's pretty good.
Yeah, but 9/11 save percentage, 2.74 goals against.
But that's good. No, you have Carl Lindblom after Cam Whitehead.
Shut up, Alex. Don't spoil it. But anyways, Cam Whitehead, and this is me just kind of watching too many hockey podcasts or listening to too many hockey podcasts and interviews, but I don't know, like people that are in the goalie game, he's a name that they seem to bring up a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's exciting. Everyone seems to agree that he has NHL potential.
Putting him with a goalie coach, like a goalie coaching system that we have too.
No, exactly.
I think that's going to really
only,
help. He's 22, I think.
Yeah. Then write it down.
I think him and Lindblom are the same age.
Yeah. So Cam Whitehead, and then already spoiled it, but my last guy with NHL potential is Carl Lindblom.
And that's a good thing to have. Two guys.
Two goalies,
I think they're going to split a ton of time, and I
think it'll be close to a 50-50 split unless one of them like really shits the bed.
Here's my kind of worry too is what happens if Schmid shits the bed on backup, because Hill's had a healthier season last year. But you're going to need to spell him a little bit more here and there, right?
He was healthy, and honestly, I thought regular season he was pretty good. A little bit better than average. He had a few bad stretches, but a few really great stretches. He was not good in the playoffs.
No, and that was something we sung his praises about, and we shot ourselves straight in the fucking ass.
Well, it was we were only working with the knowledge that we had at the time.
Yeah,
and until last year, he was a great playoff performer. But yeah, I mean, we already talked about it, but Carl Lindblom, he took the net from Akira Schmid.
He looked great.
Still not sure why Schmid was the one that went to the NHL, but age, I guess.
Schmid's older, and he did play quite a few NHL games with the Devils. he played pretty well in that one playoff year. Then when they had to play like fucking 3 different goalies.
Yeah.
Because one would shit the bed and he played okay, and then they would just switch back to somebody else. So he's got a lot of experience. Maybe the hope is that he's younger than Samsonov is, and maybe he only have to play 20 games, right?
Yeah.
My worry is if Schmidt is indeed bad, I don't think Lindbaum and Whitehead are ready. Whitehead's sure as shit's not.
Yeah.
But Lindbaum, I don't think might be ready for even a backup role, right? He's still so young. He's only 22. Like, goaltenders really don't hit their prime until 25, 26.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time. And plus, the game is different, in the AHL. AHL, obviously, they're professional hockey players, but it's not the same as an NHL shot. Not the same as NHL speed.
Yeah. It's a lot different trying to stop Kyle Connor than it is trying to stop fucking whoever.
Arshdeep Baines.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. And no, we'll see. I agree with you. I'm high on both those guys. These are the best goaltender prospects we've probably ever had. And I mean, yeah, and then a couple of guys that we didn't also mention I want to bring up. A couple of ECHL players. Did you know that Sloan Stanek won the ECHL Rookie of the Year last year?
I think I did,
And,
but I forgot about it pretty quick.
Yeah, but the ECHL is the ECHL, but it's pretty important, kind of not important, but a good stat to note, right?
Yeah.
So he might make some noise. Simon Pinard is a guy that we've talked about for a couple of years where he's just a good, AHL, ECHL, middle 6, bottom 6 forward. So a couple guys there. And I think Sloan Stanek will probably play some games, just considering how good he played for Tahoe last year, if he doesn't play a lot more for Tahoe this year. And he's still young. But looking at all this and how we're talking about these players and getting excited about these guys, they will be young. And maybe it's like just understanding where we've been the last few years and kind of how we got a little hyped up. Temper your expectations for Henderson.
Yeah.
I do think they will be better.
I hope so.
I hope so.
It would hard not to be.
Yeah,
right?
it'd be hard not to be the worst team in the Pacific again. And
I think
could get worse. Could be the worst team in the West.
To all you sports fans out there, I think what I would say about Henderson this year is don't get excited for the wins and losses. Get excited to watch the talent.
Watch the development.
And see how they develop and see how they do. And see who impresses you and who wows you, and circle names and be like, hey, this guy might push forward. Who knows?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
because even though I only had 4 names on that NHL potential list, you never know. Like
you don't know. Maybe Kai Uchas just explodes, right?
Yeah.
Or like maybe Cholak has a great year, or it could be a number of things. Maybe Connolly is just so good that he makes the jump, right? It's just lights out way better than everybody else. You just never know, and I think we've got a lot of more hopeful potential in some of these guys. Maybe it's us also sipping the Kool-Aid, right?
Well, you got to skip the Kool-Aid, so that way if one of them does make it, you can be like, see, I always knew.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I've been banging.
Or maybe it'll just be an Adam Cracknell situation where like 10 years from now, like, oh yeah, I've been following this kid since he played for Henderson.
I mean, I've been banging the Jackson Hallandrum for like fucking 3-4 years at this point. So I hope this kid pans out, right?
But see, that's the problem. When you're banging someone's drum for 3 or 4 years, like, yeah, you're probably not going to make it.
No, I mean, he stayed in college because he had a couple injury years, but
yeah.
But then again, can the injuries bite back? Like same with Connolly. But yeah, I'm excited.
It'll be a fun season.
It'll be a fun season. It'll be.
And frankly, even if it's a bad season, I don't care. I just want to go to games. I just want to go to games.
It's a lot less investment you have to put in emotionally during an AHL game, because you could sit there with a beer, could sit there with a soda, and just watch the game.
Well, with the prices of concessions, I probably won't be drinking too many beers.
No, it's expensive.
At least not during the week.
No, maybe on a Friday or Saturday.
Well, you know what we need to really do, and I've been saying this a lot. We got to get back to pre-gaming, Alex.
Yeah.
Name of the game is pre-game.
Yep.
You get drunk before the game, then you go in and you get one drink, and then you sip on it.
You coast.
And you just coast.
Very
I can't.
true,
I
very
can't.
true.
I can't buy six $20 beers.
No, it's so expensive. But game 1 is October 10th.
Against.
We play against the Calder Cup champion.
I was say how did this
Abbotsford
happen?
Canucks.
Why is our home opener against Abbotsford? That's such fucking bullshit,
Oh
dude.
yeah, they're like die. But it should be a fun game.
I'm
Abbotsford,
guessing Victoria will want to go to that one, so
Yeah.
you can watch us get turned inside out.
Abbotsford travels pretty well. They got a lot of fans that come down, so it should be a really fun game. And usually opening night's pretty packed, but October 10th, so that's a ways away. And same with the NHL. But I think we'll be talking about the NHL team next, and then previews for the divisions. It's moving fast. We're less than 2 months away. That's 54, 53 days.
That's better than 3 months, I guess.
Yeah, we're getting close. So training camp starts first couple weeks of September.
Yeah, our first preseason game's like 20 something. So
2 weeks before that,
training camp. Yeah, probably maybe even a week.
We're only a
week.
month out from training camp. So close.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, about.
Yeah, we're right there.
Close enough. I'll say a month.
Yeah, we'll get through some previews. We'll have Tyler on, shoot the shit. But stay excited for Henderson. Get excited for the Golden Knights. Most importantly, stay inside. Don't go outside. It's too hot. Although today it's pretty nice.
But we all know that won't last.
It won't last. It's going to be 105 degrees in a couple days. So stay cool. Stay hydrated, most importantly. And stay gold.
Stay silver.
Stay silver. And also stay cold.
Yes.